Welcome to the Healthy and Wealthy and Wise podcast with global sales trainer and professional speaker, Lois Koffi. Each week, it is her goal to share inspiration and education for you to be, do, have the best health and wealth and wisdom for your life.
So our next guest is a really good friend of mine. We go way back, I want to say 3-4 years. Travis Sims, and he's back in Minnesota where I left, but we met, we developed a great friendship, and I really loved his brilliance when it came to networking. And he's the founder of AGC, Accelerated Global Connections, and he's a master at face-to-face and belly-to-belly networking and business by referral, and has done a lot of consulting all over the world and helping organizations be able to grow their networks, right? And so now this past year, he had to pivot. So I'm really excited to have him join us today. Travis, I see you. I'm going to bring you on right now. How are you, Travis?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much. And congratulations on your 100th episode. What a milestone. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Well, it's really kind of cool because I remember almost a year ago, being back in Minnesota, and you interviewed me on your podcast. So I hope people can check that out as well. And you're getting ready to celebrate a 2-year anniversary of AGC. I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And I shared a little bit about you, Travis, but I'd love for you to share with the audience, maybe in just a couple minutes about your background and where you're at today.
Sure. Happy to. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Travis Sims. I'm the founder and CEO of AGC Accelerated Global Connections. And hey, Sean Waite, how are you? Before AGC, I spent 14 years full time in the industry of networking. And so I just love helping people build networks. I love helping them connect and have success. And I just know that relationships is the way to do that. And there's just no better way than to grow your business than to do it through networking. And there are lots of ways to get sales, but relationships is where it becomes reoccurring. It's where it really starts to just grow and blossom your network as you develop those relationships that turn into long-term, meaningful relationships that get to trust. That's going to help you get more referrals, going to help you get more business. And you can't get that any other way than through trust. So for 14 years, I spent my career in a global networking organization. I quickly just hit records of achievement there. Went on to consult and work for national organizations in networking, and then opened AGC 2 years ago. 2 years ago, coming up just about a week from now.
Yeah. That is awesome. That is awesome. And just really quick, someone had a question in the comments about registering to win the prize. So if I'm going to have it scroll down here, but if you're going to register to be in the drawing for all of the giveaways and receive all of the guests, including Travis. Travis has an amazing gift today it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. So you don't want to miss out on that. Just go to 100th episode promo.now.site. So I'll keep that scrolling there so you guys don't forget about that. But Travis, I want to ask you the same question that I've been asking and will be asking everybody. What is your number one bit of advice for this healthy and wealthy and wise community filled with salespeople, entrepreneurs, business owners that want to live their best life, health, wisdom, and business in 2021?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something that is very current times, and that is that if you are not networking online during this pandemic, you are not networking. So let that sink in for a minute, because really, when we got into this pandemic and people went, what are we going to do? And small businesses suffering, and everyone's going, oh, we got to buy gift cards and we got to go out and support our small businesses. And small businesses are going, I don't even know how to do sales right now. And it really comes down to, you've got to stay visible. You have to stay in communication. You have to continue to grow your network, to stay visible to the network that you've created, to really touch base with the people that you know, like, and trust. And there's multitudes of ways to do that. So you can do that on Zoom events. You can do it in groups in Facebook, groups on LinkedIn. You can do instant messaging. There's so many ways. I'm in 100 groups on Facebook and multiple groups on on LinkedIn, and it's continuing to drive content inside those groups. It's continuing to start conversations and follow up on conversations. Attend as many things as you possibly can. It's the only way to get out there in front of people right now is to do it right in front of your computer screen. If you're sitting on the COVID couch, if you've been in the COVID cave, and you are a business owner, a salesperson, an entrepreneur, we can't afford to isolate. We need to insulate with a strong network. We can't afford to social distance. Now, we can physically distance, but we need to stay social, and we need to do it in front of people online. And so that's my best advice for you, is to stay connected, to stay visible, and stay communicating during this pandemic.
I love it. I love it. And I know for you, just like me, we were so face to face, belly to belly. I love the story. You and I both grew up in farming communities where we talk about whenever there was something, and maybe you can tell the story because I know I'm going to botch it. But you were talking about when you were in Indiana, born and raised. Go Hoosiers!
Right.
You if there was something going on in the farming community, everyone came to help.
Yes.
Right. So how have you seen that pivot in its own way from offline face-to-face belly-to-belly networking to online community and support? Can you give some examples of that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you said the word community, and really that's a big thing. And it's because people woke up during this pandemic and they realized they had been doing transactional business only. They hadn't built a network. They didn't have deep enough relationships to continue that referral pipeline. And it was like, wow, what do I do next? And so they had to start from scratch. And you have to go out and develop that community if you don't have it. But if you do have it, and you have found previous to now, just like you have, just like I have, that we already had a network built, that we already had these relationships built, and you start to see that tribe surround you, and you start to see that community surround you and say, hey, how can I help? And doing just little check-ins on, what's new with you, and how can I help promote you? How can I find referrals for you? What do you need me to say on your behalf? What link can I send for you? And really that's what a community is about, is sharing and helping. And just like back in farming, you were there when it was planted, and then you reap the rewards of all the crops whenever they bore fruit. That is, so yeah, the fruits of your labor.
Well, I know you were one of my first guests on way, 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 way back, and I'd love for you. You've written a book called "Networking in the New Normal." And gosh, we've been doing that now for not quite a year. Everything changed last March. And I know you had all these face-to-face, belly-to-belly meetings, and you've had to pivot and shift, and you've been so resilient. And I've just been so proud of you and how you've transitioned and made that move. And I know it hasn't always been easy, but any tips from your book, or how does someone who maybe is watching right now, who's kind of struggling with that networking in the new normal, any other really good tips or nuggets? And then feel free to plug your book as well.
Oh, well, thank you, Lois. And yes, I did. Networking in the New Normal, it really hasn't. The thing that hasn't changed is this, and that is that you still have to build relationships. You still need to get to trust. You still need more referrals, and you got to close more business. And the way to do that is through networking. So I'm going to challenge you, if you're sitting out here on an island, or you're finding yourself on the COVID couch or in the COVID cave, and you're like, I don't know what to do next, I want you to pick up your phone. Now, I have like 5,000 contacts in my phone right now that I could pick up the phone and call, or that I could send a text message. Look through the people that you've emailed in the past couple years, and like, who do I need to restart a conversation with? Imagine all the people in your email inbox that you can be communicating with. Look at who you're connected to on LinkedIn. I got another 7,000 people on LinkedIn that I can reach out to with a message. Look at who you're connected to on Facebook. I got 5,000 people on Facebook that I can reach out to and send a message. Your network is bigger than you think it is. It's never too late to rekindle that conversation, to restart from the beginning again. And the beautiful thing about touching base with someone that you already know, that you already have had a conversation with, that maybe you haven't talked to in a while, is just say, hey, I want to catch up. how can we get reconnected? Let's see how you've been pivoting during the pandemic. Just ask that question and you'll be surprised where the conversation goes and where it might lead to. You'll find great advice like that in my book, Networking in the New Normal. It's an Amazon #1 bestseller.
Awesome. We got a good one. We've heard this LinkedIn is important. Thanks, Oren, for tuning in. Nicole, your network is your net worth. We talk a lot about social capital and the importance of that. Why don't you share a little bit more about AGC, Accelerated Global Connections, and then your big, your gift, your prize, your door prize for people for attending, and your big anniversary.
Absolutely. And Lois, I dropped that link and information into the private chat for you so you can grab it. And yes, AGC, Accelerated Global Connections, is an online environment where you can connect with literally hundreds and thousands of people to help build your brand, to help create your message, and really communicate with people that are just like you. They're business owners, they're salespeople, they're entrepreneurs, and they want to take the team approach. They don't want to do it all alone. And so you can get into AGC. We have motivational talks. They're AGC talks. They're like TED Talks. And they're inspirational. They're motivational. And when you hear that talk, you have that learned experience together. You jump in a Zoom room with our members and guests, do some networking. And it really is that community. So if you don't have a community, if you're like, I'm struggling, I need to get into a strong network, check out AGC. Go to joinagc.com. That's our website. Take a look at us. We've got a big event coming up, and that's my giveaway today. We have this, tremendously big name speaker that's going to be speaking at this event. Like a real rock star, and we're so excited to have her. You might know her. You might be a fan already, and that's Coach Lois Koffi. She's going to be the speaker at our 2-year anniversary event, and that is Wednesday, February 3rd, and that's 1 to 3 p.m. Pacific time, and then of course 3 to 5 Central Standard Time for my Minnesota fans. And so please check that out. Lois is going to drop the event link in. You can register free as my guest today. Attend. By the way, we have, Lois, over 100 people coming to that event. Like they're already registered. They're planning to be there. We're going to do some roulette networking. So you're going to meet a lot of people that day and hear amazing speakers.
Awesome. Yeah. And one of my other 100th episode podcast speakers, Amy Theisen, whoop, whoop. She's going to also be a headliner at that event. So I'm so honored and privileged. And someone was asking, where can they get your book? Do you want to just quickly say where they can grab your Networking in the New Normal book?
Yes, very simple. Go to networkingintheNewNormal.com and you can download it straight from there. You'll be able to buy it right on that website. Awesome.
So I've got that there scrolling across the bottom, guys. It's a week from today, right? A week from today is the 2-year anniversary. I've got to be honest with you guys, because of Travis and having him in my sphere of influence and being a part of his groups and organizations, I've made great social capital, which of course has turned into financial wealth and gain. And here at Healthy and Wealthy and Wise, that's what we're all about, is helping serve you, support you, find those connections. You just never know. I met someone in Mexico because of Travis's group online, because this was after COVID hit, and being a part of his Accelerated Global Connections public Facebook group, right? They can also find you there.
Yeah, we have over 1,700 people networking daily inside that group. And inside that group, there's also, these it's daily things for them to engage in. It's not just like go post your stuff. There's actually daily activities for you to engage in to create that networking, to give you some guidance while you're there.
Awesome. So we got Amy in the house, all female lineup.
Yay. I'm so excited. Amy's just amazing. And your talk, Lois, is going to be how you pivoted your business from an in-person event to, I'm in a worldwide pandemic and I need to get online, and that big pivot at 2020. And then Amy's going to talk about what to expect in 2021, what's coming in the forward. So it's just going to be such great content. I'm so excited for both of you to share your wisdom with our audience.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You've been such a gift to us here today. Any last, just one final 60 seconds. Do you have anything else that you'd like to share with wisdom as you close it out?
Yeah, I want to say that a lot of times people go into networking with, how can I sell my next thing? And I'm going to say that networking is about building relationships first. When you come to a Zoom event, when you come to an in-person event, when we're allowed to do that, come with the idea, I'm here to meet someone new. See where that goes. Maybe it'll turn into a new friendship. Maybe it will turn into a new referral partner. Maybe it'll turn into a customer. Maybe it never will. But I guarantee you, if you come with the focus of I'm here to help others, I'm here to build relationships, that you're going to win no matter what. Just take that approach, and you'll always be successful.
Awesome. Well, I love you. You're my brother from another mother.
Thank you.
Enjoy that Minnesota cold weather for me. Okay.
Yes, we'll do.
All right.
We'll see you. Thank you.
All right, guys, that was amazing. Go ahead and give a shout out, a comment below, guys. What did you like best about what you learned about how to network in the new normal? And remember, if you're just joining us, you can register to win. There's two reasons why you want to register. Go to this website that's scrolling across below, 100th episode promo.now.site. And you registered there. Two things will happen. It'll be 1 point of getting in for the drawing for the $10,000 giveaway. There's other rules that apply that are all on that landing page. And then you'll also get all of the gifts. I've been sharing some of the links, but I'm going to put them all together and put them on a landing page and just email them out to you for perpetuity, so you can enjoy more of these guests on your own time. Well, I'm super excited. We have our first female guest. I kind of balanced out as she would say, maybe the divine feminine and masculine in our group. I see her laughing behind the scenes here. I'll bring you on, Amy. I'll bring Amy in. So Amy, our first Amy of the day also. So we've got two Amys coming on today. So I met Amy years ago. She's from Wisconsin, and I just fell in love with her. I mean, she's the owner of Soul Healing Massage. She's helped me last year. I had like 6 people die in my life, guys. And I went through a lot of trauma, a lot of grieving, and she was always there for me to help, even from a distance, do some Reiki and help bring some healing to my energy and help me shift through a lot of that kind of stuff. And she's also a podcaster. She's going to share her own women's pelvis wellness. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I know you're passionate about a lot of things. I'm going to go ahead and shut up and just have you give us like a 2-minute commercial of who you are and what you do.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for having me. This is awesome. I'm having so much fun and I'm super energized just from the first 2 guys talking. So I was a CNA, certified nursing assistant, for 11 years. And then I became a nurse, and I was a nurse for 8 years. And in that process, it just didn't, I got into it to help people heal, and I wasn't helping anyone heal. I was just giving medications all the time. And I didn't feel like I was making any headway. And then through my own battle with depression, I saw a counselor. She suggested energy healing. And I thought, well, I don't have anything to lose. So I tried it, and it was phenomenal. And I instantly I had to learn it. So I actually did the Reiki training first. And then I decided I'm going to go to massage therapy school because, again, I really wanted to help people heal in a more natural way. I also knew that I was not going to remain married, and I wanted to have the flexibility of creating my own schedule. So that's, kind of what I did. And then 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, I took some pelvic health training, which shifted me into focusing on women's pelvic health, as well as still continuing with, other body work and energy healing as well.
Awesome. I tell you, this is funny. Karen Lynn is, you had me at pelvis. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got some fun people out there. I love y'all. So based on your background, and thank you for sharing your story, there's a lot of layers there, and I know
Oh gosh, yeah.
we don't have enough time. But you're an amazing single mom. You've overcome a lot. You're constantly growing and learning and helping support me in my growth as a friend. When you think about your number one advice that you can give to the healthy and wealthy and wise community, I'm dying to know what you're going to share in and giving them that encouragement for 2021.
Yeah. And I really thought hard about this because there's so much that I would love to say. But I think what I'm going to say is to really honor your boundaries. In 2020 and moving into this year, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of external things that we don't have control over. So we really need to honor our boundaries, because when we're honoring our boundaries, we are actually, we're following our intuition, and we can't follow our intuition until we've done that chakra work in the kind of pelvic area to really honor ourselves, trust ourselves, know that we know that we're worthy. If you're truly honoring your boundaries, then you'll have had to have done all the other work that I really wanted to talk about, which is to really ground yourself in yourself, really ground yourself in, have that gratitude daily, and just keep out who is not bringing positivity and joy and love into your life, whether it's in person, whether it's through Facebook or some type of social media. If it's not bringing you happiness and joy or propelling you forward in your business, then, just cut it out. And again, honor, really strongly honor those boundaries. And if you don't have boundaries or don't know how to set boundaries, then, reach out to me or reach out to, Lois and several other people who are going to be on this call, because we can definitely help you.
I love that we've talked about this and truly, guys, she has a free consultation that I'll drop here before she leaves. And of course, if you register, I stopped because someone was having trouble reading, like it's like the cat and the ball. They're like, oh
yeah.
I have it paused there so you can go and register. And please hit the share button, guys, if you're seeing value in this particular episode. There's a lot of women out there, and Amy and I have talked about women's empowerment and,
right.
Coming from the solar plexus, the pelvic health and all of the things. I mean, it's emotional. There's a lot of different things there, but I know you also work with men and Reiki and massage, and, when someone's really been maybe traumatized, setting boundaries is not natural, right? It's like what Eric and I were talking about earlier, is building that muscle. So
right.
How does someone who's sucked at boundaries, because I shared with you, I probably took 5 years where I allowed people to I had no boundaries. So I know for me what I've had to do to unpack all that. But where would someone start besides obviously talking to you?
Yeah, I would definitely say find an energy practitioner that you trust, either near you that you can go in and see, or that you can work with virtually. Also, seek some, mental health counseling, because they're going to give you so many different coping mechanisms. And then the energy piece is going to help you release that trauma. And the thing about Reiki and about energy healing modalities in general is that you can release without reliving. And you don't get that when you go through talk therapy, which is amazing. And it's phenomenal. And things like EMDR are incredible. And therapists trained in that, it's incredible. But releasing that stuck energy from those past traumatic events, whether it was, an emotional trauma or a physical trauma, it's a huge key piece that we just cannot deny anymore, because it does lead to physical problems.
Can you give examples of physical problems? Because
bowel and bladder upset, PCOS, fertility issues, sexual dysfunctions, prostate issues, lots of things can be caused, incontinence, prolapse of organs.
Right
yeah.
on. Well, with what you do, if you don't mind, because I know, like with your 20-minute discovery call, can you share with them a little bit about what they could experience with you working with you remotely?
Sure.
And do you mind even sharing a little bit more about what the heck is Reiki? Because
Sure.
some people are like, what did she say?
Right. So Reiki is spelled Reiki, and it's an ancient form of Japanese form of energy healing. And it's based on the whole concept that we have a life force energy that is keeping us alive. And that is, our chakra system. When our energy is running high and clear and balanced, that's when we're really productive, we're happy, everything is going well, we can manage our stress, our boundaries are being kept in line. And then when our energy becomes low, that's when the anxiety and depression sets in. That's when the mood swings set in. That's when the communication problems are happening. So through Reiki, we clear and balance the energy system of the body to make sure that everything is running smoothly.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
And it can heal you. Again, Reiki will heal you on every level throughout all space and time without you having to relive any of it.
And that is so important. This is real time here. I've got family walking into the house, so that's why I was muting myself.
Yeah, no worries.
And you're a mom. We've had some good mom conversations about that.
I know. Kids are in the living room. I'm like, do not walk in. Yeah.
And you guys, I can't. There's a reason. Again, if you were just joining us, that I called this Healthy and Wealthy and Wise, is because as salespeople, business owners, entrepreneurs, we are mental, physical, spiritual beings, right? And if you are feeling, not worthy, or you're feeling like, I don't want to make another sales call, or I don't want to do things on social media. It's a lot of times I find I'm like calling Amy, because there's probably something at the soul level that could use some clearing. So I'm so grateful for what you have to offer. And I know she has this amazing link. I dropped it already in the comments. And then of course, as a gentle reminder, if you guys haven't already, please register at 100th episode promo.now.site, and you'll be getting all of these links in one fell swoop, so you don't feel like you have to miss. And then again, please hit the button and share this message of hope and encouragement. And Amy, any other advice as people look forward to 2021, whether it's regarding the boundaries or even finding what is the right healing modality, right? Because you and I, we're like obsessive people. Like if it's something wrong, I'm going to the acupuncturist, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And sometimes people are overwhelmed. They don't know where to begin to start. So do you have any other advice in regards to that?
Well, and that's why I do like the 20-minute discovery call, because then I can explain what actually happens and they can see if it feels good to them. There are so many other modalities that I can also, refer people out, because again, you want them to feel, to do what feels good for you. Also, when you do contact me and we schedule our 20-minute call, then you also get a PDF of my top 12 tips for better pelvic health. So that's really, really key. And also, starting April 4th, I am holding a, reconnection, body soul connection course, 16-week course. And I did share that link with you. So that's going to take a really deep dive into, why we do what we do, changing that inner self-talk. And again, people say, what does this have to do with boosting my sales? Well, if you're confident, if you're balanced, if you're trusting your intuition, you're going to capitalize on all of those opportunities that are going to get you to those 5-year and 10-year goals, because those are awesome to have and you need to have them. But how you gotta make the path along the way. So having yourself cleared from trauma so that you can trust yourself and know that you're safe, and being grounded enough to be creative in whatever your craft is. I mean, that's just going to launch you. You're going to be unstoppable.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm so grateful for you, Amy, my sister from another mister. We talk often, and you were also one of my, first guests and part of my launch. So it's so great to have you back. So guys, please reach out to her, get connected. Amy, have a great rest of your day.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, refer a friend, and please drop me a rating or a review. If you do that, I'll reward you with a free 20-minute free coaching session on crafting your journey to your best self. Reach out to me at lois@loiskoffi.com to claim your 20-minute slot. Until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.